Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? Stop what you're doing and listen.
DOD45.
Hello, fellow humans. Hello, Adrienne. Welcome to the DOD45 Show.
Sorry. This microphone is in a bad spot. Carry on.
Oh, you ready? Okay. Well, hello, everybody.
We already did that.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
keep going.
All right, cool. Welcome to the Dish extended content from last week's episode with Kay the Aquanaut. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode, and now you're here ready to hear about some of Kay the Aquanaut's favorites, or his first worsts and thirsts. Quick little not house cleaning, but quick few things. Follow the hashtag ArtByTai on Instagram, please. Also, if you have any first worst thirst questions that you think are good, that you'd like us to ask our guests, go ahead and email them to us at Tai. The email address is tai@DOD45.com, or you can just post them to our Instagram at DOD45W. The other day, real quick, we're going to just go right into the first worst and thirsts, the dish segment with Kay the Aquanaut. But just to one quick thing, the other day you asked me if I had any pet peeves. Mm-hmm. I actually had one written down, and it is that I don't. It's when someone is trying to make a point, like either a factual point or a very serious point, and they cite a tweet or a post as their justification to whatever point they're trying to make. Like when they're like saying
that people do that, huh?
Oh, they do it all the time. They'll go like, "Oh, I tweeted about it yesterday," or like I don't know. No, that's a pet
I don't
peeve
know.
of mine.
Okay, I don't hang out on Twitter
No, I don't either. That's what I'm saying.
anymore. I did for a minute.
People say I tweeted about it, and that means that's what. Instead of just telling me,
Oh,
like if someone's making a point,
so they're not talking to you online. You mean on Facebook?
just in general, yeah. So I tweeted about this yesterday, so
Yeah.
just tell me right now. I'm having a conversation with you. That's a pet peeve of mine. What about you?
Oh.
Do you have a pet peeve?
Yeah. Well, when you make noises in the microphone.
When I do?
Kind of drives me nuts.
When I do?
Like when we were just starting, you're making.
Oh, you should hear. This is great coming from you.
Do I make a lot of noises in the microphone?
As the person who edits the episodes, yes.
What do I do?
You'll take a drink of your drink and go.
Okay, I won't drink any more drinks.
It doesn't matter. I cut them out anyway.
That's
It doesn't bother me. It's your
I'm
pet
not used
peeve.
to talking, so I need a drink sometimes. It's just water.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't bother me. I'm just saying. Anyway. All right, let's go. Let's just get right into.
No, I mean when you do it on purpose. You're purposefully doing it.
I swear I was
You were
not.
just doing it. You're going, and then so
That's like
when
my-
I was getting ready, and then you're going.
That's like my ADHD.
And then you did another one. I can't recall what it is, but
I really wasn't doing it on purpose.
I don't
but that's
like
funny.
I don't like mouth sounds in
Your ears.
in speakers.
Oh yeah. You're not a fan of ASMR.
Right. And then that podcast you listen to with the Scots girl.
Fern Brady.
Yeah, and they're eating. Oh,
Yeah, what
They're
is that
eating and
podcast
talking.
called? It's called Wild Combos.
it's a good podcast, but it's really hard to listen to them crunching.
because they're eating and talking real good microphones too. It's, it's bad. Okay, well, it's May 1st, everybody. I don't know what that means. Does that mean something when like May 1st, the spring is sprung? Or is there anything special about May 1st?
April showers bring May flowers.
I know, but was there okay. Well, here we go.
That's the big special thing.
Thanks for joining us. Get in on you're on the live. If you're here on the live you're watching this live and you're watching it on YouTube, join us in the live chat.
Oh, it's May 1st. So does that mean you'll be in Missouri, and I'll be in Utah?
Yep. So Adrienne's currently watching this episode from Utah, and I'm watching it from Hannibal, Missouri.
It's gonna be a wild year.
It's the first time we've been apart for 20-something years. Now let's go. Let's get into this. All right, let's go to the dish with Kay the Aquanaut's first, worsts, and thirsts. Here we go. All right, here we go. Let's get into your first, worst, and fucking A, man. I don't know why I can't say it all of a sudden.
It's early.
I changed it to the first, worsts, and thirsts, and then I was like, people aren't getting that. Let's just stick with the first, worst, and favorites. The dish. Yeah. What was your first concert you went to?
First concert I went to, I'm trying to think. Honestly, I can't even remember off the top of my head what it would have been. I think probably like my dad was a touring musician growing up. So, I mean, my first memory literally was him like taking me on tour and going to play like some random obscure show in some small town, and like him putting me behind the stage to sleep while they were like playing their second set or something like that. So yeah, like I said, my dad is like one of my biggest music inspirations. So I would say that's probably cool. My first actual memory of like going to a show and being like, wow, I really like this idea. So
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, get it firsthand.
And from the back.
Yeah, from the backside.
Yeah.
Really swaggy. Yeah.
Who was your first celebrity crush?
Probably like Debbie Harry, I think, would be my first. Like Blondie was kind of a big. I always was, super attracted to her, and I think
she was so cool.
Yeah, that's it. Like super swaggy, like super cool, and like I just always was really drawn to her. I think the older I got, I had a big crush on MIA too. I don't know. I always like thought she was super attractive when I was like, late teens, middle teens type thing. So
what was your, I had this car, and then I saw an interview where you weren't into the car culture, but because you don't drive a car, right?
I don't. I actually this is crazy to say, but I actually got my learner's license. I'm going to get my license right away. So I've never actually owned a car. I've drove illegally. I lived in Taiwan, drove a scooter illegally for, quite a long time. But yeah, I mean, I was always kind of turned off on car culture. Like I had, some incidents happen when I was younger where people that I loved lost their life or got in a bad car accident or something like that. So I kind of was always fronting on car culture and didn't really, thought I was above it. But I'm at the point now where I'm I'm ready to get a car and, drive and all these good things. So
most people just jump right into getting a car.
Where will you go when you get your car?
I mean, I think I've already been kind of conceptualizing, obviously, I'm excited to just be driving myself around to shows and going on tour. But yeah, I've been kind of wanting to go on a big camping trip with my dog. So yeah, probably somewhere in the Rocky Mountains. I think we're going to go just kind of, sleep by a running stream of water and sort of stargaze together. That's kind of my focus.
What was your first magazine subscription?
I mean, I had a Sports Illustrated subscription when I grew up in a big sports family as well. And then, I also had a Source hip hop magazine when I was in grade 8. So, I mean, I always looked forward to getting those. And, those were probably my two most memorable.
Isn't that weird? You don't really get some magazine subscriptions anymore.
I do.
I know.
Oh, you do, yeah. What are yours? You got
Garden World.
Ones. Yeah, that's true.
No, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm still a fan of magazines and kind of that type of art. I mean, I think there's definitely a place for it, and it's nice to be able to be you just know next week you got something new to come to read. I think that's also comforting as well. So.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I kind of bum out on it because of social media. You almost get everything now, and you don't wait for the magazine subscription. Yeah, I love Fracture Magazine and Mad Magazine. I love those subscriptions.
Yeah, definitely. I think you can really sink your teeth into it more when you have the tangible art as opposed to you start reading an article and then you get distracted by something, and I feel it's kind of almost like wasted literature online sometimes, where it doesn't really draw the full attention just because there's so many lights and sounds that can kind of take you away. Whereas if you're just sort of sitting in the corner or in the bathroom or whatever you're doing with the magazines there, you really lock into it more. So
yeah, I feel the same way with vinyl. Do you remember your first email address?
Yeah, I do. I think it's still active, honestly. I mean, I can still remember when I was in grade 12 when my high school got the internet. So I mean, it wasn't like I was almost an adult, at that time yeah, I still remember my first email for sure, and it was a Hotmail account. I think it's still active, but I don't know how to log into it. So
not an AOL one though.
No.
I still have my Hotmail account. It's still the same.
Good. I mean, keep rocking it. I think I forgot my password, and then I think I tried to get it back, and I don't think I ever heard back from them. So
what was your first paying job?
So I started delivering newspapers when I was like 10, something like that. My brothers both did it, and so it kind of got passed down to me. And yeah, that would be my first, going to collect, people to pay and being like, I don't have the money today, come back next week, it's that type of.
Was it an early paper?
Yeah, so it had to be delivered by like 6:30 or something like that. So yeah, I hated it at the time, but I think it kind of created that kind of, it's kind of good idea. It was a good awakening for what was to come, I guess. So
yeah. But how cold is it at 6:30 and wherever that is?
Depending on the year, like if it's November to the end of April, it could be like -40 type thing. Yeah, but I mean, the summers are also really beautiful where I grew up. So it'd be,
that's a good time to be out too, like because no one else is, like, everyone's asleep usually.
Totally. And I mean, I'm still like that. I'm a big time morning person, so I love going on early morning walks. And I also like going on walks when it's raining because, not to sound too recluse, but I really enjoy being out in the world, like when there's not a lot of people around. Mm-hmm. I mean, I like to collect my thoughts and, focus on the inside as opposed to worrying about a car running a stop sign or something like that, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like it's the morning's the time, like the world is yours.
Yeah, I feel like my thoughts are clearest at that point of the day, so I think that also is peaceful as well. There's not as much stress involved. So,
what's the first time you got scared from a movie, or first movie that really scared you?
I think Aliens probably, or something like that. Like, I don't know, my bros were both watching scary movies when I was young. So, I mean, even to this day, I am not a fan of horror movies. Like, I still get scared, basically. Psychological thrillers, these types of things. Yeah. Like, I try to stay away as much as possible. But, yeah, probably something like that. Aliens.
Was it a situation where they would force you to watch it with them, or you would just watch it trying to be cool?
No, I was forced for sure. Like, be trying my best to not watch it, but yeah, I would be like, no, you gotta, I don't know. It was always like some sort of like initiation with my brothers, I felt. So yeah, I had to prove that I wasn't terrified, I guess, or something like that. So.
What about the first time you cried from a movie?
I mean, it's sad to say, like, I'm not a big crier. I don't know. Honestly, I can't remember the first time, but the last time I cried was probably watching The Radiant Child again, like a couple months ago, something like that. So, yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I can't remember the first movie I would have cried at.
Not an E.T. or something?
No, I don't think I cried during E.T., to be honest.
Who was the first person that you idolized?
I don't know. Probably like Jimi Hendrix, someone like that. Like, I don't know. I grew up in like a big music kind of background, so I always looked up to like artists, maybe Michael Jordan as well, like as far as sports goes. I was a big Deion Sanders fan when I was young too. So, I mean, yeah, I was either like a flashy sports figure or else like a 70s music icon. So I'm going to go with Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy was a flashy musician, and Deion was one hell of a flashy individual.
Yeah, that's true. I always was drawn to that kind of outward confidence, so.
He had plenty of it. Who's the first person you call or text when you get great news?
Just my mom, for sure. Always been my kind of rock that way, and I don't know, I have like a weird kind of, I'm not like I always don't want to be like a bragger. So, I mean, I'm not like telling everybody when something positive happens in my life. And I know my mom is going to have probably like a really muted reaction to any like achievement that I have. So I'm like, feel like she's always like my go-to as far as good and bad. So yeah, my mom.
Who was your first hero athlete?
Yeah, probably like Michael Jordan, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe Don Kemp, I was a big fan of as well. And then, yeah, Dion was always my dude as well. So, yeah, that would be probably my three.
All right, let's go into your worst. What's the worst sound?
This is going to sound terrible, but probably like annoying human conversation in public that I'm not a part of. I have a hard time like not listening to outside influences. So like, yeah, if I hear like probably just, yeah, annoying conversation that I'm not involved in.
What's the worst word?
That's tough. Maybe the word like. When people say like, I know when I notice I say it a lot, it annoys me, and I also notice when other people say it a lot. Yeah, it's probably like as I just said it. Yeah, that's gonna be one of them for me. Just the word like.
Now you'll just say it
Yeah,
over and over.
and it's hard when you hear it, like if you'll go back and listen to an interviews that you've done or something and you hear it, because I know I have this, it's been a word that I've hated it as a, what is it, an injecture or it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Her sister loved it.
Silence is more beautiful than. I always appreciated like professors in university that would take a lot of time to like say the exact proper thing as opposed to just like rambling on to sound like they're, as I'm just saying it again, but caught up in that moment.
Once you say it once and it's over.
Well, because you say it, you're always saying it as individuals, and then when you bring it up, it does, you start hearing it even more.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like when that's why I like British panel shows or British comedians or stuff, because they just can say everything they want to say without
Or pauses
without
or likes.
or or likes. I love it.
Great for sure.
What's the worst movie?
I'm not a huge movie guy. I'd say the worst movie that I can think of off the top of my head, The Fly, maybe.
Oh, that was bad. So
That
was
movie-
Elephant Man.
Elephant, yeah, totally.
That
Yeah,
one was gross too.
I'd say both of those.
What's the worst dream you ever had?
I've been having, like, since university, I always have this, like, somewhat reoccurring dream of being, like, I show up to write a final. I have no idea that I have the exam. I'm totally unprepared. I'm panicking and sweating before the exam starts. And then I basically wake up when I walk into the classroom. So it's like some sort of stress trauma related to university. I think that's usually the one where I wake up and I'm like, I haven't been in university for over 10 years and I'm still stressing about writing exams. So yeah.
I get
But-
those about high school too, and I'm like, I gotta graduate. I'm running around the high school. I need to finish something so I can graduate. And then in my dream, I'm like, no, you graduated. You're done.
That's it. I always wake up and have that like calm, I guess, after that dream where I'm like, wait a minute, I already graduated. I don't need to ever worry about it.
Done.
Yeah, that's how stressful it is on the human psyche.
Yeah, it's true.
What's the worst hairstyle you ever had?
I used to have like crazy long hair. Like at one point it was like down to my butt, and so at the time I thought it was super dope to be like unkept and, being like, oh yeah, this is so badass. But now when I see pictures looking back, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? So
Isn't that funny how that works? You think, oh, I'm totally pulling this off.
yeah, perspective is a bitch for sure. So I mean, yeah, like I would say that one. I mean, I've never been scared to have crazy hairstyles, and like, I went from having polka dots in my head shaved at one point. I had like a side flop for many years, like all, with one side shaven. So I mean, I'm not really too, I always take it in stride where I'm like, if you're gonna judge me from my outside appearance, then I don't want to be your homie anyways type of person. But yeah, when I look back at the long hair Aquanaut, I'm like, that was terrible.
Was that hard for you to cut off that hair?
Not really. There's always that kind of, connection between, losing or cutting your hair in the moment. But no, for me, I do have hair that grows back like insanely fast. So I was never worried about chopping it off because in, a year I can just have more hair again. So,
What's the worst kid's toy?
For me, the memory is probably like Tickle Me Elmo or something annoying like that, where I never had it, but I was always like, why would anyone want that gift, that type of thing. So That would probably be something like that, where it's just like a trendy, like a Furby or something weird trendy toy that I was like, why? No one likes that. You know what I mean?
Meanwhile, they made billions.
Mm-hmm.
What's the worst flavor?
Probably black licorice for me. I'm still never could get into that vibe. I don't know why, but yeah, I was always turned off by that. So I'm just going to go with that.
Okay.
That's a good one.
That's one of my favorite flavors, but all right, we'll take it. What's the worst smell?
Probably burnt hair, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Death smell of scorched earth, I think, has like always been a turn off for me. So I don't know. I haven't been smoking weed for like a long time, like almost over a year, but now when I walk by someone like smoking weed outside, I get turned off by that now, which is strange because that used to be like my biggest go-to in life. But yeah, I think maybe just like the trauma of like abusing that for so long that now when I smell the people smoking like a dirty pipe, I'm like, oh God, that's disgusting. So
oh yeah,
that's me just getting.
I hate the smell. Yeah, the smell of a cigar too.
Yeah, stinky resin and burnt hair. Those would be my two.
Who's the worst teacher you ever had?
I'm going to put him on blast. His name is Mr. Nordic. He was a teacher in my high school, and he taught English. Just a miserable old piece of shit. And I did great. Like, I got good marks always in school, but I always barely passed his class. And I don't know, he just didn't like me for some reason. I don't know what it was, but yeah, me and him would butt heads, and he'd, hold me after class like 3 times a week. And, just, we really didn't have any disagreements or have anything wrong, but he just would always grade my work shitty. He would try to make fun of me in class, like, I don't know what it was. I think it was like some small D energy on his part or something like that he just
had it out for you.
Yeah, it's true. So yeah, fuck Mr. Nordic. I don't know if he's still alive, but I hope he's not,
It was that bad. Ah, yeah, shit. It's wild. Yeah. Almost everybody has one of those teachers, and it's just crazy that even exists. Why a teacher would go out of their way to just want to destroy a kid's fucking existence.
Yeah, it's true
with them.
I don't know. I taught English for a year when I was living in Taiwan. I used his scarring memories to be the total opposite, where I always try to treat I do that in my life as well, but I always try to treat everyone with the same respect. And I don't want to put my personal angst on anybody in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, at least I think if anything, he taught me a lesson in that regard. So maybe I should thank him actually. Thanks,
Nordic dick.
Yeah.
What's the worst movie about weed?
Worst movie about weed? Yeah, there was a couple stoner movies that I liked. There was one movie called The Stoned Age, I think it was called. And
yes, The Stoned Age.
Yeah, so it was about two kind of heavy metal rocker dudes, I think, that were trying to get drunk and high one night or something like that. I remember that, but yeah, I don't know. I can't say for sure, to be honest.
Well, I think we take that because I remember seeing that Stoned Age. It came out right after Dazed and Confused, and I think they were trying to piggyback on that. And it is kind of a shitty movie, but maybe we might like again.
I remember one part from it where they were they'd flick the schnapps bottle and it would make this weird tinging noise. And I remember, I always thought that movie kind of sucked. So I'll say that one.
The big thing was they were trying to get peach schnapps for the party that they were going to at the girl's house.
That's it. There you go.
What's the worst job you ever had?
It was also kind of my favorite job, but in the moment, I planted trees during my university years, in the summertime. It's kind of a trendy thing where people will go out into the countryside. Unfortunately, you are working for reforestation companies that are people who are actually cutting down the forest, but you're planting trees to sort of give them a new crop from 100 years from now or something like that. So I remember going out there and absolutely hating every day of it, but I ended up doing it for 3 summers and I ended up writing a bunch of music while I was out there. But in the moment, I absolutely hated it. So I feel like anything in life, those are usually your best experiences where you hate it in the moment and can appreciate it afterwards. So
yeah, especially if you're good at retrospection.
What did you hate about it?
I think it was lonely, and I think I also had the conflicting idea that I was actually working for the companies that were cutting down the forest, these types of things. But it gave me a lot of time to reflect on my life and sort of I don't know, I enjoyed it in the moment, but it was very lonely. You're kind of stuck in a man camp, quote unquote, where you're just 40 dudes sitting around, smoking cigarettes and, thinking about the world and just out there to try to make money. So I think it was like a conflicting sort of beautiful, peaceful reforestation approach, but also like, yeah, lonely and sad and disturbing as well. So
What's the worst place for a first date?
I think like going to like a fast food joint or something like that would be the most, you know, low key kind of vibe. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like if I'm a first date person, probably going to a movie seems weird to me because you're not really getting a chance to like talk and hang out. But also to like a really busy restaurant where it's almost like performative or something like that. That kind of be probably my two least likely options. Like I'm more of like, let's go for a walk and talk about things, these types of things. So yeah,
that's a good date.
Mm-hmm.
A hike, maybe even.
Yeah, I feel like as long as both people are like stoked on the idea of hiking.
Yeah.
She's like, this motherfucker's taking me on a hike.
Well, I think in
the
Glacier Prairie, you're not really hiking anyway.
Hike, not so great, no.
What's the worst condiment?
Yeah, it's tough to say. I would say probably the one that I use the least would be like ranch dressing, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a huge ranch guy, so yeah, I'll say that.
Ranch is whack. I don't know how.
What? You love ranch?
I do love it, but I mean, it's not that. I don't really love it. It's just I grew up on it.
I feel like it's the purpose, you know, like if you're putting it with. I feel like the best purpose for it for me is like with pizza, but you know, so I know people that'll just put ranch on anything basically. So I'm like, I don't know.
I do like ranch on pizza. Shit, here I was fronting.
You love ranch.
I am a big condiment guy though, so I mean, it's pretty hard pressed for me to find something that I'm not totally into as far as condiments go.
All right, let's go into your favorites, then we'll let you get out of here. Who's your favorite? Do you have a favorite professional wrestler?
I mean, I don't really watch wrestling anymore. I haven't for quite a few years, but I think probably my favorite when I was growing up was the JEFF, Jeff Jarrett. I don't know. I just really like his kind of like weird swagger and confidence. So yeah, he was probably my favorite. Or Mr. Perfect, I was a big fan of as well. So like I said, I'm like weirdly drawn to these egomaniacs, I think, as far as people that I looked up to when I was young. So
there's something very interesting about him. It's something very nice about someone so confident of themselves.
It was probably like what I wanted to see in myself, you know, like I was always pretty like trying to be humble in my life, and you know, kind of being the youngest brother of three brothers, I was always felt like I just needed someone to like help me be confident as well. So
yeah, that makes sense. Do you have a favorite comedian?
I don't know for sure. I mean, I'll probably say Chappelle. I think honestly, that's who I've like listened to the most. I do like Norm Macdonald and some kind of older school dudes. George Carlin, I was a big fan of as well. But I mean, again, I'm not a huge comedy dude, but I would say probably those three would be my like three most like I've watched their sets, you know, the most type thing. So
yeah, those are good ones. Well, you know, you're not really a movie person, but what about? Do you have a favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
I mean, probably I'm going to say Terminator 2, just because we had the VHS when I was young, so I watched it quite a few times. But
it's an exciting movie too.
Definitely, yeah. Like I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember I revisited it like, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, and I was like, damn, this actually is like pretty heavy movie. So yeah. I'll say that.
Do you have a favorite cereal?
I mean, I don't know if you have it down there, but it's called Life. Do you guys have Life down there?
Yeah, that was my favorite.
Yeah, it's pretty like straightforward, but I feel like just a small amount of milk and some Life, give it like five minutes to sort of soak up, and like, I don't know, I was always a big fan of that. So yeah, I kind of not a huge fan of the real sweet cereals, so I kind of always enjoyed the bran flakes or these kind of very dull ones. But yeah, I think the Life would be my favorite. Good answer.
I've said it in the past. I did a Life cereal diet where all I ate was Life cereal, and I lost 60 pounds.
Damn.
Do you have a favorite children's show, like a show from when you were a kid?
I don't know. I really enjoyed like the old G.I. Joe cartoons when I was young, like the super old school ones. Also, there was a show called Fraggle Rock that I used to watch when I was like really young. So I mean, yeah, I'll say probably those two. Plus, like, I guess while we were on the topic, like I really look forward to watching Saturday wrestling that was on when I was young, and then followed by like American college basketball after. That was kind of like my go-to kind of morning. So
yeah, that's cool. Wasn't yours Fraggle Rock? Wasn't that one of your favorite?
I used to like Fraggle Rock. Yeah,
Well,
I got the hell out of there once the basketball and wrestling came on.
Yeah. Yeah. Fraggle Rock. Yeah, that was a good Saturday morning for me for sure.
Do you have a favorite album from when you were a kid?
Probably like Are You Experienced? Jimi Hendrix would be kind of the one I listened to the most. My dad had a copy of the Last Waltz, like the band's live album, their last kind of album there that I would play on repeats a lot. So yeah, as far as like old records, that would be my go-tos. And then, yeah, I mean, probably like, 36 Chambers by Wu-Tang. I listened to a crazy amount. Yeah, maybe like a couple old Run DMC tapes, like just kind of things that like fell into my hands from my dad or my brothers were probably like my most listened to. My first album that I like kind of really bought myself and really dived into was Nirvana, Nevermind. So I mean, that was one for me. Like that was like the first actual tape that I bought by my own money and stuff. So that one got played until the tape broke, basically. So,
would you have a favorite album now?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been listening to Transformer by Lou Reed a lot lately, so I'm like back on the classics again. So, yeah, I'll say that. Or else maybe Lee Reed, Before and Aftermath will be my two most listened to right now.
Do you have a favorite late night snack?
Peanuts. I think I said it already. Yeah, totally. Like that's my go-to right now. I mean, I'm more of a salty snack type person. So like, taco chips and salsa or peanuts, I think will be probably my like go-to late nights.
Do you have a favorite odd person?
Odd person. I guess while we discussed it, I'm gonna go with Red Green. He'll be my odd.
He's an odd character.
He was odd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have a favorite month?
I mean, probably like I do really like September, just as far as like I'm a big fall guy, but I mean, I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm going to say November just selfishly there. That, yeah, I kind of feel like that kind of throws me into my focus in November. So,
what about a favorite Tarantino movie?
I mean, what was the most recent one that came out about the death cults? I forget the name of it.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, I really like that one. And I also did like, as kind of twisted as it was, like Inglourious Bastards, I felt it was pretty amazing too. So
that was good.
Yeah,
both of those like 1A, 1B.
Yeah, awesome. Do you have a favorite sports themed movie?
Probably Major League or like Little Big League. Those are like two baseball movies that I really loved growing up. So I'll say that. Yeah, probably Major League, I'll say, is my favorite.
Favorite Kurt Russell movie?
Oh my God, I don't even know, to be honest.
What about, did you see Big Trouble in Little China?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was one I was going to say. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen it in such a long time, but I'm going to just go with that.
That's a good one. It still holds up. That's a good movie. Do you have a favorite place to sit in your home?
I really enjoy taking baths, so I'm going to say like either my bathtub or my bed will be my two go-tos. Like, I'm not a big couch or chair person. I don't know why. I just never have been. So, I mean, if I'm either sitting in the tub or else like laying on my bed reading or hanging out with the dog, that's my go-to.
Yeah, it's very much like Adrienne. She just said last night, you can't stand the couch.
I know.
I hate the couch.
If I had like a lazy boy, that's comfortable. You can stretch out your legs and your back's supported.
I feel like if I sit in a couch too long, like just straight up and down, like I might throw my back out. I don't know. I'm like a firm believer that couches are terrible for people. So,
do you have a favorite stoner movie?
Yeah, probably like the old Cheech and Chong movies, I think, were the ones that have resonated the most with me and that I really like laughed with. I don't know. I kind of feel like a lot of like the modern stoner movies are, not that great. Maybe like even like a movie like Platoon or something like that, like an old Vietnam movie where they're, smoking weed in certain parts of the movie, I think would be kind of like that psychedelic focus that I really like. So, yeah.
Do you listen to podcasts?
No.
Do you have Oh, okay.
Not a podcast person at all. So, I mean, I'm going to say the DOD45 Show is my favorite podcast by far.
Good answer.
By default.
Yeah. Aside from the one you grew up in, what's your favorite Canada province?
I mean, yeah, I'm living in BC right now. I think honestly, like I'm not like most Canadians where I don't dislike any province. I'd say the one province that I dislike is Alberta, which is kind of like redneck business culture. You know, that's probably my least favorite. I would say probably my most favorite would be either the Maritimes, like on the Atlantic coast of Canada, or else British Columbia, where I live now, would be my two favorites.
Oh, cool. Do you have a favorite celebrity?
I mean, right now, favorite celebrity? Yeah, I probably don't have a favorite celebrity. Like, not to sound too lame, but yeah, I mean, I don't really watch a lot of TV. I'm not a big like movie person, so I mean, I'm gonna say Haruki Murakami, the Japanese novelist. That's my favorite celebrity.
Yeah, that's good. Do you have your favorite breed of dog, or I guess whatever your dog is?
Yeah. He's a little morky, so Maltese Yorkie is probably my favorite. But I mean, I do really like Yorkies. Little cute Yorkies are. I'm a small guy, so.
That is when you were saying your dog was whining. In my head, I just pictured like a big dog that like you take like a big beefy dog on walks.
Yeah.
That was what I pictured.
I had like kind of black Labradors growing up. My dad was a big fan of like labs, but yeah, I'm always a fan. I like lap dogs and like really sassy lap dogs. So I feel like the Morkie, they kind of give you the cuteness, but also like the sassiness that I like. So.
Done, man. Okay, let me just take a quick drink.
Oh, hey, we've been served and I'm stuffed. Check, please. What do you think? That's how I meant.
I don't know, but I think no more jokes. No more jokes.
Why? They're the best.
You already have so much.
Oh, I'm not doing
that you're doing.
Oh, well, I'm already adding something else too.
See?
Hey, real quick. Thank you, Kay the Aquanaut for joining us on the DOD45 show. I hope everybody's been enjoying. This is only the second time we've had the dish as another episode that airs the following week. That's the way we're going to continue forward for a while, unless we get a bunch of complaints. But it's a nice little breakup of episodes.
They're going to complain about free content.
I know. But yeah, that's how I'm going to end the dish when I'm with guests now. We've been served.
Sweet.
And I'm stuffed. Check, please.
Now you're going to have to go do your dishes.
Well, you just break them. That's how.
No, I mean you actually are going to go have to do your own dishes.
That's true. And you know what? Maybe I'm going to start using the sample from Adventures in Babysitting. No. The Babysitter's Dead. What's that called? Thank God the Babysitter's Dead, or what was that movie called? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Was it with Christina Applegate?
No, that's Adventure. Oh yes, with Christina Applegate, and they have to do the dishes, and
and
they shoot them, and then the guy
pigeons,
goes. Yeah. I think I'm going to use that maybe if I can find the sample. But he goes, "Dishes are done, dude."
Oh! Dishes are done, man. Cleans them down to the shower.
I wanted that summer.
It seemed like a fun one.
Yeah.
You wanted to be the working Christina Applegate?
No, I don't know.
Your parents being away?
No, I was
you wanted your parents to be gone for a long time.
I was like the little kid. But she rearranged. They like painted the house. They fixed the pool.
Yeah.
They got everything done.
Well, we can do that now.
Even as a little kid, that's what I guess that's what I grew up to be.
Okay, well, here, let's. This is how I want to end these, Adrienne. What was your first paying job? Let's get a couple out of you. I'm going to do your one first, one worst, and one favorite. What was your first paying job?
I went door to door selling candy.
What the? As a Girl Scout? Oh.
I was a Girl Scout.
I know, that's what I'm wondering. What do you mean door to door selling candy?
I would never be a Girl Scout because I was anti-skirt and anti-brown clothing. I was never gonna wear knee highs. Oh.
Okay, well, don't get lost down that rabbit hole.
Or maybe it was green. I don't know.
What was your first paying job? What was
Selling candy.
Was it bullshit or was it real?
No. I mean, some guy picked us up in a van and dropped us off in different neighborhoods. I think I was 10.
if that is not a story of the 80s that
was
should
the
be avoided.
It was the 90s.
Did you know the guy?
I don't know. My friends were doing it, and so we did it.
The best way to...
So we made
My friends were doing it.
I think we made commission. I think we got like 50 cents per.
Oh,
and
cool.
they picked it out of a magazine. I didn't even have the candy. But then we all split up in different areas of the neighborhood, so we weren't even together. It was pretty wild, I guess.
All right. Well, what was your worst hairstyle you ever had?
Probably this one.
I knew you were going to say that.
I came downstairs and you were like, "Oh, you look like a knight."
Well, I like it. It was just so different.
Like a knight of the round table.
Oh, and then what about, that's really your answer?
I mean,
sure
I
you
only
had
ever
worse.
had long hair.
Didn't you cut your hair? Your hair used to be way long.
I mean, I had a couple of short ones, and they weren't very good because I didn't understand how to not use conditioner, and that you had to kind of let your oil build up to get it to curl a bit.
And then
So they were weird.
what's the favorite cartoon you had from when you were a kid? What was your favorite cartoon when you were a kid?
Probably the Smurfs.
Did you have a favorite Smurf?
Well, Smurfette.
Oh, there you go.
She was always good, and the dopey one. I really like that dopey one.
I don't remember any of. I remember Papa Smurf and I remember the nerdy one, and that's it.
And are you going to ask them of yourself?
Nope. There's Adrienne's first, worst, and thirsts. A new thing that I'm going to add at the end of the episodes. It's called Adrienne Reacts. Adrienne,
God.
play the video. Play that video and tell me what you think.
Oh, okay. This isn't a recording of me reacting.
No.
to something.
I'll have better videos. It was something that I was talking to our daughter about earlier, and I was like, I think I'm going to do this thing where, like, if I see a funny video, I'll just add it at the end and have Adrienne react to the video.
Well, I already had my reaction when I saw you messing with it. But,
Yeah, play it.
Okay.
Oh, we love this stuff. Okay, folks, we're shooting 74, 75, 79, 80, and then we're inside. And then we're rocking from here on out. So we get everybody to work all the way around and we're out of here. But that's for a while. But
Those gloves. I hate gloves.
What about that hair?
And your little baby goatee.
And what about that hair? And like, that hair caused it's weird. When I was younger, I didn't notice that I had acne from that hair.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's because probably your hygiene wasn't.
No, it wasn't great. But that greasy hair is in my.
Yeah. And see, I try to make my hair greasy, just different heads.
Yeah. What is that? So that video clip I just found
it's not
today.
done.
Oh,
It's not
keep
gone.
playing it real quick.
I just paused it. Oh, look, there's Rachel.
so anyway,
Little Johnny, Nita,
That is
get some excitement going. And,
Joel.
that video. That
Steven,
that's
Nikki.
inside one of the original Uprock
Oh, wow.
stores.
Nobody knows who any of these people
No,
are.
I know, but
Except for me. I don't know who that girl is.
I mean,
Oh, she was in the movie. Adam Woolsey.
and David Stevens. He's in the earlier in an episode I was
Oh,
talking
look,
about.
there's Lisa in the corner.
David
wow.
Stevens being in Punch Drunk Love movie.
Yeah,
but
he made an appearance in this little clip.
that's some behind the scenes clips from my very first movie that we shot on
Yeah.
film with the whole production crew and everything. But it was just it just turned up. It was crazy.
Yeah, a
my
lot.
hair. Speaking of long hair, it's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of your family's in there.
Yeah, they were part of
take
the
that.
production crew and stuff. I don't know. Just the clip came up and I thought it was funny. So.
Okay. Well, I don't know. That probably wasn't a very good reaction, but
Oh yeah, but the thing about
I would have
reactions is
thrown your gloves away. It's obviously cold because
It was in the
Johnny
winter.
has gloves on,
we
but
shot that in the winter.
I don't like it when people wear gloves inside. It's
You know,
very OJ.
What about Michael?
It is. It's a very OJ thing to do, like walk around with gloves on.
What did you think of the jokes, all those memes that came out
I didn't see any. I don't see memes.
Oh, did you? So you didn't see the meme that was like, O.J. Simpson must be so happy to see that his wife's killer is finally came to rest or something like that.
We heard that on
something like that.
I thought that was funny. That was clever.
Yeah, a lot of people were using that.
I was gonna say what I said to you, but they probably shouldn't.
Well, no, we'll keep it light. All right, everybody. Yeah, I'll have better videos that you can react to, and they won't be as long. But that was anyway. All right, Kay. Well, thanks, Kay the Aquanaut. Order Kay's new album called New Physics from diggersfactory.com. There were 100 pressed, so they may be gone by now. But if not, you can go over there and get it. I have a copy of it. It's a good album. I think you'll like it. And now also we're still not active on X. I despise that platform, but we do have an account there, so I know people use it and they share. You can still share what we have.
Why do post?
I don't.
So then why even mention it?
Well, because people on Twitter share it. Like Strange Famous Records, Sage Francis, those guys use Twitter.
Right. So do they somehow get it off Instagram and share it on?
No, they'll share the video and tag, because we do have an account called at the DOD45 Show. So they do share it, and that's got information there. I'm just saying we don't tweet, like we don't use it, but it is there, so you can tag it if you're someone who operates. Those guys have a lot of Twitter X followers, so they do use it.
You don't like the name X?
I can't say it. It's stupid. It's the dumbest fucking thing, and that Elon Musk is a douche. Subscribe to the DOD45 song share playlist. Those are our Adrienne and I are the songs that we recommend. That playlist on Spotify is called DOD45 Loves, LUVS, and you can just follow that if you like the songs.
Like the gas station?
No, the gas station is LOVES. Ours is just DOD45 Loves, LUVS. Please follow the hashtag ArtByTai and the hashtag DOD45 for useful and fun content. And at DOD45W on Instagram has fun daily hashtags posts. And as does the at ArtByTai, TAI. I kind of do a daily post for everyone. That's how we're staying connected. Social media has changed quite significantly. We're still trying to make use of it.
I think that's how we stay disconnected.
Well, maybe, but it's also how you stay connected. Like, share, subscribe, and review our podcast. It does help us land future guests so that they can see that we do have people who watch and listen to the show. You do that for us, and we'll keep these episodes ad-free. You can also find information at DOD45.com, and you can buy my artwork at ArtByTai.com. Next week, our guest is DJ Mayonnaise. So tune in Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Always the same time, always the same place. Adrienne, you have any final words? Mm-hmm. Words for the birds? You closed once, peace in the Middle East. Do you have any?
April showers. Bring me
flowers. All right, from all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy drawing, happy conversing, and thanks for conspiring with us. We're out of here. Peace. DOD45. Thank you for joining in on yet another episode of the DOD45 Show. Please hit the subscribe or follow button so that you never miss an episode. You can even go one step further by leaving us a review on the YouTube stream or on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or wherever it is that you stream our show from. You can find me at ArtByTai on all the socials or at ArtByTai.com. And if you'd like to follow the DOD45 Show on social media, we're at DOD45W on Instagram, or you can go over to our website at DOD45.com where you can shoot us an email, join our mailing list, and watch all of our past episodes. Consider joining us for a live chat on the YouTube premieres of episodes every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Peace.